What's up? Yes, we're live. We're live on Voice of the Diaspora. We have Councillor Webster here at Linden. There's a raging fire at Linden. We understand that the government has not sent anyone anything to quell the fire and so on. Councillor Webster of Linden is here with us on Voice of the Diaspora. We're getting some technical difficulties. There's not much good signal at Linden, but we'll try to bring you what is happening on the ground. Councillor Webster, welcome to the program. Where are you now? At Linden, at Amelia's ward. Where is this fire
Good night,
taking place?
good night to you, Mister. Good night to you, sir. Good night to your viewing audience around the world. I'm currently across the highway because in the Mia's ward, we over to the south side of the Mia's ward where the industrial site is, where we have all the sawmills, about 12 to 15 sawmills behind here.
Mhm.
Um, and there's a fire that I started very small yesterday morning. I was told, yes, this came and they there was some credits and they went away, suppose that way maybe all was well. And in a matter of a short space of time, it in, it just started eating through every single thing you can possibly find. And
At what
now it's
location? Is it Amelia's ward?
been
Is it
threatening.
industrial area? Where is this fire occurring?
Ami- Amiya's
Okay,
ward we
go
call the
ahead.
industrial site, where all the sawmills are.
So you said the fire started yesterday.
South
What
Amiya's
happened
ward.
yesterday? Getting some static from Councillor Webster there. As I said, that the feed is not well. I'm trying to bring the news to you in relation to the fire occurring at Linden. It
The
started
phone's breaking
yes.
up.
Yes, I know you're breaking up a bit, but we can hear you now.
Everybody working on the phone, so I think maybe the signal being a
No,
bit
we can hear you now. We can hear you now. Go ahead. Go
disrupted with
ahead.
all the
Go ahead.
different
Go ahead. Go ahead.
cell phones around. Okay. Okay, sir. Yes, I was saying it started yesterday morning at the fire burned throughout the night, throughout the day today, and we back where we started. We think maybe when we finish another one in, the fire traveled about 1,000 feet from where it started to where it is now. It's about 1,200 feet away from where it started, and it's getting worse by the minute. There's no clear plan. There's no close or eminent solution or stop to this. It doesn't look like if except an act of God, this is gonna stop. Um, we have a lot of things because where it is right now, it's out of the fire service reach because now in a gully where nobody can touch. So there's speculation that we need to contact our neighboring Brazil to get a fighter jet or some kind of chopper with some the stuff they drop from the sky and quell the fire. There's all kind of stuff, but this is an act of God gonna save
But
this place,
is it threatening the
and it's
community?
heading to
Is it
where
threatening
residents
homes
is.
and where residents are? Is it threatening
Yes,
to
sir.
destroy
Yes, sir.
homes?
Yes, sir. Because live across, people live a short while away from this. It's heading back to Obama Drive where residents live. This fire gonna walk to cross the Car Creek. The only thing stopping this is the Car Creek. It can't cross the creek. But before you meet to the creek, their lives there, the people living there. Right now, people are already complaining of the dust and the debris that came from the fire. The waste cart again, the black dander, whatever you call it. It's heading across the people's homes already. Cause it missed whole day, all night last night, then all day today again, night come again. It's talking about 48 hours of smoke and
What
fire,
do you think
and it's
caused the
drawing
fire?
closer to where
What do you think
the
caused the fire
residential area is.
yesterday?
Well, yesterday morning actually, when I came, yesterday midday, I was told that there was a small fire down in the gully. No one knew they said that it caused by itself. It sounded a bit fairy tale to me because we had rain yesterday. We know we having 2 3 weeks of dry season and we had no rain. We had no rain and this fire never catch. So when we have a mixed season of rain and sun, oh, and the rain fell yesterday significantly. Why would the the body catch, right?
So do you
So
think that the
for
fire
me, if
was
you ask me,
deliberately set?
I would assume somebody did something stupid, maybe throw something somewhere or something silly.
You need to
Something I can't put
you
my
need
right
to come back on the
my
screen.
finger
So
around it being caused
come back a bit to the screen. Yeah, you're
basically
perfect there.
by keep coming in, so I gotta keep bouncing now because
No, you're
you
good.
see
You're
me
good
good now?
there. Yeah, you're perfect. So you think that fire was deliberately
Yeah.
started by someone?
Yes. So for me, if you ask me, I don't think if you ask me, I don't think it was it caused naturally. I wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't think so.
There's
Councillor
speculation
Webster.
that it was caused naturally, but
Well,
I don't think so.
has there been any contact with the government for them to assist in quelling the fire yesterday and today?
I didn't hear that. The phone just broke up.
Has there been any contact with the government for them to assist in solving the problem with the fire there at Linden?
The commander was here. The fire chief was here. Um, there was some assistance that came from Spardam. I think is on the at Timeri and
Mm.
somewhere in Georgetown. A couple of fire tender came up and they tried to assist the firemen up here, but um, that was it. It basically community help persons came out with the excavators, the truck, the simple machines, and they tried to assist.
So the fire is still raging. If you can turn your camera around so that our viewers can have a look at what is
About
happening
the tender,
in terms of the
and that was
fire.
about it. It's basically community help. I didn't hear that.
I was saying the fire is still raging. If you can give our viewers a look at what is happening in the background there, we would appreciate that. I am hoping that the deputy mayor will come back on to give us a brief on what is happening too. But if you can turn your camera around so that our viewers can see what is happening there in the
Well, it's
background.
it's a look at hell. Right?
Wow, wow, wow,
It's a look at
wow.
hell.
It's a look of, yeah, yeah, it is. It is. It doesn't
We're
look
talking
good.
about over 1,000 feet of fire.
Over a
Over a
thousand feet.
thousand feet of fire.
And in terms of fire tenders and so on, what is happening on the ground there, Mr. Webster?
Well, the fire tenders have vacated the scene. I see the forestry came, but the fire tenders they have left. 'Cause basically they've already drenched the gullies with some water they brought. But you hear that? It's trees falling. Eh, trees falling.
So the fire
The
is
fire tenders have
spreading. The
left.
fire
There's no
is
fire tender.
spreading.
It's spreading, and it will continue to spread.
Well, the community want.
The breeze is
Mm,
assisting,
yeah, the breeze is
and
helping.
it's now an open area where there's nothing to break the fire, break the breeze. So the breeze is here, and it's just causing chaos. They can keep pushing the fire more and more back to the community. It go back to Obama Drive where people live, and that's a fear. And the sad thing is, Mr. Brown, um we haven't seen no real emergency or heard of any emergency plan from this government, from the fire service. On Facebook, we haven't seen anything, we haven't heard anything. There's no
But
memo out. There's
but
no what you need to
has
know out
anyone contacted the
warning
government
citizens to
today?
take.
to let them know the gravity of the situation. Has anyone contacted, has the deputy mayor or any official in Linden contacted the government today to say this is what is happening right now on
Well,
the ground and we need help? This is an
well,
emergency.
I won't be able to give you such information. It is. You've seen that, Mr. Brown? You
Yeah,
have
they're
seen
seeing
that?
it clearly. They're seeing it clearly. And we can hear you clearly. We're seeing it clearly. And it's not good. It's not good. We want to know in such an
Behind,
emergency if the
behind this fire,
government is aware of what is
behind this
happening.
fire, the government is aware because government officials, as the regional, the REO was here this afternoon. I saw him here. I saw him here, so they should know. Mr. Brown, everybody should know about this. This is all over Facebook. It was on the news. The news agency was up here this afternoon, right? People know.
And yet there is no real
A fire can be burning for.
response to quell the fire.
No, there's not. There's no real response. There is not. There's nobody here to say, well, no emergency evacuation system set in place. Nobody's telling us that maybe if in a matter of 24 hours we don't get no relief, this is what we're going to do. There is nothing. There's no community engagement from coming from the government side. They haven't contacted no community, no local government, no local leader to say how to together this. No plan is being set. At least if it's set, it's not being made public. People are helter skelter trying to defend themselves and fend for themselves.
I know the deputy mayor is on the ground there working. He says he's trying to get an excavator and other things. He's away from the fire at the moment, the scene of the fire at the moment.
I
And
didn't hear that, sir.
and I hope that the deputy mayor can call in now to
The deputy
give.
mayor?
Yeah, I know that the deputy mayor has left the scene of the fire to find an excavator and to find other help to quell this fire. But nothing is happening at the moment. So I hope
Well,
he can call in
the
at the
the the,
moment
the, the
and
deputy,
and and let him tell the diaspora what is really happening.
the phone breaking again.
Yeah, I know we're getting some problems with
I didn't
static
hear that, Mr.
there.
Brown,
We're
just now.
getting some stuff. No, I was just saying that I know the deputy mayor is on the ground there trying to help to ensure that the fire is quelled. He said to this program that
Yes, the deputy mayor was
heading
trying to get
he
persons
was
to.
heading
Yeah, he was trying to
somewhere
get
to
persons
get
to
an
come.
excavator and other stuff to ensure that the fire is quelled, but I don't know what's happening at the moment. You can come back on the screen, Counselor Webster. Counselor Webster's gone there, as we know that there's fire at Linden threatening to consume the Amelia's Ward area. I started from a sawmill yesterday. We understand, and today it started again. After it would have subsided, it started again. And so people believe that the government is not paying too much attention to what is happening. It is not offering any sort of help to ensure that the fire is distinguished. It's a huge fire. It's as you can see, coming from Councillor Webster's phone, capturing what is happening. You can see that it's a huge fire. It's out of control, and though it's in the gully area at the moment, it's threatening to go into the community of Amelia's Ward, where houses are, where people reside, and so on. It is expected that in situations like this one, that the government will respond robustly. You understand, because it's a case of emergency. The government respond robustly to ensuring that the fire is contained. But as according to Councillor Webster and the deputy mayor who spoke to me off, the program, not much is being done, and nobody seem to know what the government plan is in terms of assuaging this fire, And so I will try to get a deputy mayor to come on briefly and say to us what is really happening. But there's a fire raging at Linden. It started last evening. It would have quelled, and then it started again. And so we don't really know what is happening. And so I want to I don't understand the government's approach. We know that at Linden, we've had a tragedy where two young black men were killed by the police, extrajudicial killings, and then immediately after that, there's this raging fire. President went to Linden to speak to the families of the young men killed, and and appealed for calm, and so on. And then there's a fire, a natural disaster. Some may say it's arson. It's been done deliberately. Whatever it is, it's the government's responsibility to ensure that that fire is quelled. And so we've lost Mr. Webster. There isn't much good connection there on the ground. They're not getting much. And so we wanted to jump on quickly to just give our viewers a sight of what is happening there in terms of the fire. We appeal to the government of Guyana to ensure that they act swiftly. They act swiftly before the fire reaches the homes of residents, and that the government must know that it is its responsibility to ensure public safety, whether it's by natural disaster, as a result of natural disasters, or as a result of crime, or whatever. The government has a responsibility to ensure that these things are dealt with. And so I think we've lost Councillor Webster. We're trying to get Deputy Mayor Dominic Blair, but I don't know where he is. It's sad. It's sad because Linden seems to be neglected by the government, neglected by those who care, or who we would think care, and it's crazy. It's really crazy. But I wanted to jump on quickly to let you guys know that there is a fire at Linden, and we're not hearing from the government. Councillor Webster back on. Councillor Webster, as I was saying to the viewers, our government is responsible for public safety, whether it's through natural disasters or through crime or through whatever. We are
Yes.
hearing that the government is not communicating with the people of Linden right now. This is a natural disaster. Some may think that
They're
it's
not.
deliberate. Some may think it's deliberate. Some may think it's a fire deliberately set. But regardless of whether it's deliberately set or whether it's a natural disaster, the government has a responsibility to act and act swiftly to ensure.
Yes.
And
Rightly
so,
so.
go ahead.
Rightly so. Rightly so. And they're not. They're not treating it. Look at this. Look at this. There is a house. There's two houses about 200 feet away from this fire, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
There are two houses about 200 feet away from this. The fire service has left. There's nobody to stop this fire. There's nobody to help fight this fire anymore. It's just the breeze and the fire having its way. And there is no, as I said before, there's no contact with the regional leaders to get evacuation plan, to get a strategy as to how we're going to deal with this. Are we going to evacuate people? Are we going to try to? And they're being very casual about this. Whatever they're discussing, maybe it's among themselves because there's no information being meted down to the mayor or the regional chairman or any regional leaders to know what is the plan. So we left to know, we left in the middle of nowhere to
But
fight for ourselves,
are
to
you
fend for ourselves.
aware if our
As we do.
local leaders have contacted the government tonight to let them know the urgency of the issue?
I won't be able to say. I won't be able to say that. I would assume they did, because I said before. I saw the vice chairman was here all day. Basically, literally almost all day. They had the deputy mayor here. I saw a government official out here from earlier, Mr. John. He was here earlier.
Oh, so
So
the
the
government is
information
aware. If
should have,
Mr. John was there, the government is aware, isn't it?
exactly. Right, John was here this afternoon. So they should be aware. The media houses were here. So there's no excuse for ignorance. There's
How,
no excuse of ignorance that
how many people are out there at the moment, and what is being done to quell this fire?
nothing is being done right now. There's nothing being done right now. All the operations have ceased way over the other side, about 1,500 feet away from where I am.
Mm,
There's some excavator operation to save some. If you look where the lights are,
yeah,
it's another side over the one side.
yeah.
They're not being threatened so much. But a building was burned down there today, more close to where the gully is. Right? A building was burned down today.
So you said a building was
But
destroyed by the fire?
yes, sir.
One building. Is
Yes,
it a
sir.
sawmill? Is it a home? What building is it?
It's a living quarter.
It's a living quarters.
Yeah, the person
And
work at this
and
under.
as we speak, the fire is threatening to go into communities where residents are and where homes are.
Yes. Yes.
What would you like
And
to say to
the,
the
the
government right now?
act swiftly. Treat us like if we are Guyanese. Like we are humans, and we have property, and we have stuff. We have children to protect. We have our homes. We have our vehicle. We have our lives to protect here. It's not something simple we're going through. It's not something to be treated casually. It needs urgent national attention. Any other part of the country that this has happened, we have seen a quicker response. We have seen a response, actually, not quicker response, a response. Because we got no response from the government, basically, right? The fire service came and did their thing, and that was it. We see no government official here, except Mr. Dwight John was sitting on the outside, and there, there's nobody else helping us.
Yeah.
There's nobody that's saying anything. We need this to be treated urgently as a national disaster. It is a national disaster.
It is a national
Beyond this,
disaster.
beyond this fire, there's bare bushes. There's nothing to stop it. It's not going to stop unless something is being done. It can't stop by itself. It's the act of God to save this, literally.
An act of God to save this. We're trying to get the deputy mayor to come on quickly and give his views, but Councillor Webster's on the ground there. He's bringing the news to us in terms of where the fire is at the moment, how threatening it is to communities, to the community. Sorry, and he's saying that not much is being done by the government, if anything at all is being done to quell this fire. He's calling on the government to act swiftly. It is a national, it's a disaster in the tongue, and it requires national attention. That is what he's saying. Your closing remarks, Councillor Webster, as you're out there, in the area of the fire, in the vicinity of the fire. Your closing remarks before we go.
Mr. Brown, this is my constituency. I was born and bred, grew up in the Mayor's Ward for 3 years. I'm married now and still living in the Mayor's Ward. And what I'm saying, a Mayor's Ward, this is a sawmill here we call industrial site. And there are people that invested millions of dollars in this area to try their trade, to do their business, to make a little living. And we can't treat this thing um, casually. We can't go about it as it's something normal going on, you're going to stop by itself. We need to see our government officials doing something, acting. Tell us, maybe we've called Brazil. We see the magnitude of the fire. We see it can travel for miles to come. It's not going to stop because there's a gully it's traveling to head up to another hill to head to where people are living. Right? It can travel for miles. Please, please help us. We need help. We need assistance. Our people need assistance. Our people need help. Our lives, our daily lives, our homes are being under threat. There are people who live in this area that asthmatic. There are elderly people that may have to vacate their homes to move out because the smoke and the 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 tilt are getting to them. What's going to happen with them? Today or tomorrow, there's all kind of mixture of wood there in this fire. Once this the 10,000 species of wood mixed up together, people have to inhale that smoke in their houses. What's going to happen with them? We're going to have a disaster after that, a health
We
disaster
got
after that, with people
yeah, we got
developing.
asthmatic children in the community and all of that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not nice, is it?
No, it's not nice.
Let us have a look at the
So,
fire again before we wrap up. Let's have a look as you talk to us. Let us have a look at the fire again, and I would ask you while we were having a look at the fire to speak to us in the background and to urge the government to act and to act swiftly.
so whom it may concern to other government officials. We have Robertson Ben, we have Minister of Local Government, we have Mr. Jagli. I don't really come the vice president because we don't have a vice president. You don't fit the portfolio for me. That's my pure stance. But the president, there's no response from you, Mr. Barajaglio, the other government officials. We need you guys to come together, speak to our leaders, even if they want to speak to our leaders, send somebody, call Brazil, get this fire extinguished. We need to be extinguished or we can stop being under threat. Person won't be able to sleep tonight because they don't know what's going to happen with their homes. In the next 12 hours from now, 6 hours from now, what's going to happen? We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. This fire, there's no fire tender here to quell this fire. There's no fire service here. There's no excavator. There's no water being pumped here to stop anything. And this fire is heading back to Obama Drive, where people live. People have cattle. People have their farm down in this valley. More back there, they have farms. More back so we have people with pigs and cow. We have Mutuba, we have this place, the two pigs heading back to that one side, right? It's not going to stop unless we get help. So
Councillor
we need we
Webster,
need you guys to
Councillor Webster, that's your constituency. What is your final call to President Ali and to the PPP government in relation to moving quickly and acting swiftly to ensure that the fire is quelled at Linden, at Amelia's Ward, Linden? It is threatening to consume the Amelia's Ward community. And what is your call to President Ali right now as the a representative of that constituency?
we have a serious emergency situation here, Mr. Halley. President Ali, we have a serious security situation and a serious health situation, a serious life situation. And we need you guys, your government, to who you can call. If you can make international calls, you can make regional calls to send help because it may be out of our local control as a government. But I think we can call partners to help us to consume to out this fire, to quell it, to stop it, and to give us some kind of hope that our lives will not be further threatened by it.
Councillor Webster there, talking to Voice of the Diaspora. You can see the fire in the background raging. He's appealing to President Ali and the government to act and not to act swiftly. We're not hearing anything from the government as Linden is on the fire. The fire is moving rapidly, swiftly, and it may consume areas where residents live. Councillor Webster is calling on President Ali and the government to act to seek help to quell the fire. Thank you so much for being here on Voice of the Diaspora. We can see the fire. The diaspora can see what is happening at Linden. There seems to be no concern about acting swiftly by the by by our leaders and the government to ensure that this situation is placed under control. Your final thoughts, Councillor Webster.
Help,
Help.
help,
Help. Thank you so
help.
much. Thank you so much for being here. And do have a blessed evening.
You see, Mr. Brown, good night, sir.